Just down by 2. Trae Young on the bench. SGA on the bench. Now Bogdanovic. Much different when he's not spotted up. Jaden to the with Dort hand in the face. Right on that sideline. Murray looking for a crease.
Dame drives, bump. Dame with a cross, and again the drive, the push off, throws it out to nobody.
Portland not using its timeout. Lillard going to work on Dort. Drives in.
Against Dort. Backs him down, a spinning 17-footer.
To Doncic. Doncic now picked up by Dort. 5 seconds to work with. Doncic through his legs. Series of moves. There's the step back for the lead. Out into Murray. Shot clock is off. Dort the defender. Murray pulls it back behind the three-point line. Murray makes his move. Stops, fades for the tie. And he's savvy veteran. Got 9 years of experience. Will be a good option for getting all the way to the rim. And so Dort, the defensive wrap.
Now you got to make them pay. Points off turnovers. Brandon. Now they're going to call the offensive.
To get to his kill spot.
Don't allow them to go into halftime with that momentum. Get a couple of stops going.
Nice. Ray. Hayward. A couple of early buckets. Luka 2.0. Poku. Beating the shot clock. There's that double. Holiday.
You got to get that shot up in the air.
High degree of difficulty. Towns trying to muscle it up. He just
Booker eyes his shot clock, waving off the screen from Bismack. Pulls up, Archie.
Bobo off the basketball.
And Carroll. Lillard's got the ball in his hands. Goes to work. Puts up the shot. It's contested.
Lobs over here to Dame.
Slants in and looking for.
Ball moves around the horn from one side of the floor to the other.
George forced the pass. 5 minutes left to go. Here's Omarui, who was such a big part of the comeback against Minnesota last night. Those great minutes off the bench.
Left third quarter here, even at 80. Here from the baseline.
That he had 1 rebound against Memphis in the win for Minnesota.
His rebounding, and just, you just have to deal with him.
It's why that injury to Edwards. Dort trying to slow down the drive.
And he hit on their ball club. They have a lot of talent and a lot of draft picks.
Jaden Ivey.
Brandon bodied up. He thought he was going to get a...
To him. Matherin. Shot clock winding down. It's at 4. Cut off by Dort. Spins. Has to put up a shot.
A lot of good assets.
White was excellent in the first quarter off the bench.
This point in the ball game. Big time play again. Breeze.
Dort defending Harden. As Harden on the
Back to Keldon. On the drive. The tip.
As Dort defending. This is fun. 4 seconds to shoot. Javon Carter behind the back. Javon Carter from 15.
Gives it up to Killian on the deck. Fires over Dort. And now he puts Matherin in a tough spot because there's only 2 seconds on the shot clock. He will drive left hand.
He hears his teammates. And on the run, top shot.
Give themselves a little bit of breathing room.
Ready? Schroeder and Dort. Former teammates. Schroeder, tough shot against the great. Separate shot and game. Van Vliet trying to read the screens instead. Tough step back shot. Got it over.
Started by Lugan Dort. What a matchup here. Fox, step back, top 3.
Dame circles around the top of the key, goes behind his back, and he'll reset. Step back, deep 3, short.
On those type of plays.
Remarkable how wide open so many of these shooters have been. Kyrie with
Now inside of 10 of the shot clock. After the crossover, CJ
again. Now Dort on the big body of Zion. Zion
Fouls and played just 21 minutes. Durant raising up.
He was definitely in that contention for Rookie of the Year the entire season.
Bogdanovich
in the league. He's 10 for 10 from the line tonight. Dort pokes.
And one way to get to bust up the zone is get somebody to the middle of the floor.
And Durant go the double figures for Phoenix. Booker with 11 on the turnaround, draws the contact from Dort. Can't get.
It's not something that you want to see this further down.
Here's Dinwiddie around the Claxton screen. Dinwiddie lobbing it up. And
how long can you sustain that and continue to get production?
to do. Trailing by 19 points. Gave up 70 points in the first half.
And how about quickly? Dort rightly came over.
Dort fighting over that Zubac screen.
Second quarter, Paul George from the wing to the lane, stripped.
6 preseason games.
Well, Michael, you think about how important that draft class was last year. You got 3 out of the 4 on the floor for OKC.
George, ISO's on Dort, contested jumper is long.
That often. You can pick up your dribble and still be able to get a shot over Rudy Gobert.
And I'm not sure what Edwards.
Dame takes Dort off the Eubank screen, goes one-on-one on Muscala downhill.
As well.
Dort, step for step with Doncic.
The tray ball. It came off of 5, maybe 6 passes.
And now Doncic.
To nail, not allowing them to get too far ahead, while also doing damages.
And not going to be deterred by Gobert. Hand check. Tatum, another deep 3. But you know Dallas is spaced out. You help down too much, it leaves a shooter open on the outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quite the same kind of front line here against Dallas. Doncic during this late fourth quarter as Orlando's offense.
Now right up into McCollum. McCollum pulls up, jump shot, no good.
Pistons with a 2-point lead in the ball. Jaden Ivey with a Wiseman screen, fired.
Good tall this entire fourth quarter. You see the double out on the perimeter for Sharp. With Dort right on his hip. So Devontae Graham trying to dump it. But Devontae Graham off the screen, the 3. No.
You just got to continue to use one another and clean up some of the little things that Eric Maynard talked about at halftime.
Game clock. Markkanen has 5 to get a shot away. He'll lean back for 3.
Baseline Jimmy for Green.
And good movement off the ball. CJ at 2:45 and counting. Now the shot clock at about 10. He wants Jackson, but it's another.
The Rockets have played the Thunder this season, but SGA has been one of the 10 best players in the. Green probing, stepping.
The guy that was not drafted out of Arkansas. Now the high screen, Brandon.
How long can you sustain that and continue to get production? Moving your tool bag against Anthony Davis.
Dort tied up.
Not quite closing time yet, but you're certainly trying to build momentum towards that.
Dort trying to prevent C.J. McCollum from getting the back floor. So, Mike, what do you expect here in this second half as Kyrie
here that can play on other people's teams?
Absolutely.
So, depending on what they do in the draft.
Sixers content to let this one tick down.
Guys that don't really play a whole lot of minutes, so they're on the attack.
They are 23rd in three-point percentage. Siege on the floor. Najee. Trey is also back into the game with Jackson Hayes. CJ off the glass. CJ off the pick. Step through. Too strong.
In transition.
Alvarado again trying to use the body of Valanciunas.
You see Kendrick Williams goes in and gets an offensive rebound.
He's 14 for 14 the other day in that overtime game against the Nuggets. DeRozan, consistent offense going here. Trailing this one by 7. DeRozan looking for a screen from Vooch. Now he gets the screen. Well, they do want to get the switch on Poku, but Dort is able to stay with him. 17-footer DeMar up there.
Back up top, Barrett. 5 on the shot clock. Barrett drives. Dort's on him. Spins. Barrett leans in. Blocked by Dort.
Started at third quarter. It really worked for the Thunder.
And
Dort nearly had the steal on Beal. Beal.
And the best scoring team in the league as well.
Dort trying to stay with Tatum. Stepped
At the basketball, made contact on the upward shot motion. Through there, didn't have to elevate. Just kind of finished flat-footed. Feet behind the line. Dead on, which is the longest three-point shot.
And just a minor tweak, Jalen also. So he gets picked up by Terry Easton. And
John turning over. Ingram gets it. Ingram drives. Shot.
Schroeder starting to break. Walker in transition, but Dort swallowed up by Stewart. Here comes Cunningham. And
at just a 20 a game right now, they have.
Never looked like he was comfortable with the angle. Siakam quickly back the other way. We saw this in the first half. Still a 10-point lead. Graham dishes it over to
history books.
It's still hard to believe that we were.
He buzzed the tower on that one, man. I mean, he just literally blew by him.
The flyby. Banchero kept it, and Dort just swallowed.
He's a good-looking young player, uses his body well.
The Thunder core to build around the upcoming draft capital. Dort. Booker snaking. Dishing. Oh, what a rich.
Allow the second most fast break points in the NBA.
Powell from the wing to the lane, stripped on the way up by Dort.
Stolen. Here's Sharp in the front court. Steps through, knocked out of his hands, and stolen.
Early in his career. Now looking
To address them defensively very early. Loves to go along that left baseline, get that backdoor pass and throw it down. We see that happen a lot. Uh-oh. Oh, Roby. Throwing a shot.
And he has to take it.
Hands like that.
Noel gonna take it himself. Oh, the return.
And the Spurs get it right back. Johnson.
And it got taken away by Brown, who shovels it up ahead. Vanderbilt against Brooklyn, where he had 6 threes. Now he's trying to bust that back in the starting lineup.
Absolutely. He only played about 8 minutes.
Now with Marshall. Boy, how did he not?
With 13, OKC with only 5 bench points. Over where he needs to be, whether it's from a distance or right up on a guy.
Second half. Now the Thunder want to get a defensive stop and nearly got it.
I mean, the Thunder are on pace to score 150.
The three-pointers made as well. That's one of those tonight, in addition to now. Two-man game with Joel. Fakes one way.
Zach LaVine tries to.
His game number 31. That's tied for the most in the NBA. Oh,
With that little 12-foot floater with the offhand. That's going to miss. Is the guy taking a shot? Well, guess what? The second guy to know. They're basically telling you, you're going to have to earn it.
very. And zone was really frowned upon.
For a long time, too.
Giddy calls his own number.
And now at 5. And Hardy almost turns it over, regains control.
Nurkic's been ice cold from deep. Durant. Dort does not want to pick up number 5.
See, here's the key. Yeah, you can have guys that are shooting high percentages, but they're shooting.
But just a little bit off on the shot. See Dort keeping George in front. George with the 3. Oklahoma City leads it. Just under 10 to play.
Something that SGA's done a lot better this year is he's willing and inviting those double teams. As New Dort with
Got it. Checks the clock. 2-point Thunder lead. Mitchell pulls up for the shot. It's going to be
All-Star Weekend Rising Stars game as De'Aaron Fox still looking for his first bucket.
Josh did a good job of keeping that spacing on the floor. String together some good stops while you got some good offense going.
Keep OKC at arm's length here. Down the stretch. Shot clock at 2. Down to 1. Doncic lost it. Recovers. Throws it up. Off the... Formed a wall. He's still able to find a way. Back in. Doncic. 367 Mavs. Doncic. Diane the floor.
Shot clock down to 5. Thunder needs a stop. Doncic driving, fall away against Dort.
Sellout crowd on their Dort beats. Green on Dort. Turn, shoots, misses.
That free throw line has been such a friend. Fuck.
Defensively, he drops in deep. Sees Ingram spin, stumble.
C has scored. They don't have anybody in double figures. Dort in the waistband of Durant.
Kind of efficiency we saw from a season ago. Dort now playing with those 5 fouls. Beal drives, affected. Beal forced up. It's been a low-scoring start to the second quarter. Dort bodying up Jaren Jackson Jr.
Much more physical.
Murray gets by Dort. Puts it up.
24-point game.
I need you in the coat from All-Star last year. The big white furry situation.
All right.
Same set, you're right. Zion at the elbow.
That shot. As Dort trying to check Levine. Levine drives, leans in, off bounds.
Paul George. They got a lot of equity.
Team play tonight with their depth being put to the test. Oubre loses his footing.
Miles Bridges.
The last 7 for the Hornets. He's got it now.
In the possession. They've got +9.
Giddy has struggled at the rim for Oklahoma City. It's a switch here, but Blue Dort's keeping the matchup.
Edwards. Couple of head fakes.
Dort in front, shot clock at 6. Minute 5 to play. Anthony recharging, off balance.
Particularly on the offensive end.
Butler in the corner against Dort. Uses the body to lean in.
Had a little kind roll on the rim. Playing time has been cut from his regular season numbers. Doncic, it is.
And Carroll going to work. Another pull-up jumper.
The ball. Second field goal for Dort. Picked up his second foul in the second quarter, so had to be careful.
And putting Kenrich back in this screen and roll situation. B.I. sees something that he likes.
And used off arm.
Maybe the best shooting team in the league. Brunson.
Malik Monk off the bench, already with 8 against Lou Dort, one of the best on-ball defenders. Monk
Slams it down.
I like this Chet Holmgren kid. I mean, he plays with the energy of fierceness as the air.
5 at 3. Steph at 2. Curry for the win.
Look at Lou Dort. He is all over the place here on Ingram.
The start by Giddy. Ingram. Shot clock down to 2. He's got a fire.
Already, and none has happened.
Murray. Place it up.
We got 2 Jalen Williams on this OKC squad. That one referred to as J-Dub. Williams to Pelicans. Call with the turnaround. They open up the floor for Williamson. Goes tween, floats it up.
Edwards lost the hand.
Started with the challenge.
Conwood. Jalen back to Trey. Fakes. Gets it on. No, block.
Right now considered the front runner for Coach of the Year, but Ime Udoka's hot on his heels, too, for that award. Jalen Green for that call.
Well, the Rockets came in with
confidence in his skill sets.
Oh, and Desmond Bain, this road trip, the Thunder led the majority of this first half.
Fultz got it. Banchero. Oh, who shines brightest from beyond the arc? Vote now with your NBA up.
He's trying to pass. Got it back out to the perimeter. Tough.
Already. He's really good at this level. Brandon double clutch
Like this from 3 in a long time. At a half of basketball. Off it comes to Mays on tiptoes. Back to Grant. Goes at Dort. Gets into his body. Arcs a high one over.
Find him and let it fly.
Bogey is there. Clock at 8. Look at Dort hanging with Steph. Step back 3. Doncic goes behind.
Don't mention he's a terrific on-ball defense like that.
Thinking that way, so, I definitely wasn't. I would
You know, hats off to Jamal Mosley and the job he did at Orlando, and Chris Finch and the job that he has done this year.
Now leaving, Dort has come back in. Jalen Williams is down low. That's the other Jalen Williams with Ingram over Dort. Well, Ingram is on top. Dort will fight through that screen. Look at him. He's done
he is blowing up
for the Thunder.
OKC again, the #1 3-point shooting team in the league this season. Ingram. And we hit the 5-minute mark left in regulation. Ingram against Dort. What a matchup between those two. Dort, the gritty defender, all over Ingram. Shot against the Sixers team that has been buoyed by the return of Embiid. Oubre clean.
He's going to do it. He leads the league in drives per game, points off drives, but also assists off drives.
He does that Ewing growing up. He would pop out in the wing stand and ask for the ball. I said, no, get your big cut back on the post.
Themselves on this end, and
now this is a Luka Daniel Gafford pick and
just spectacular with his 3-point shooting this series.
Turnovers for the full game in game 2.
Here's Doncic, got bumped, they don't call it. Inside 2 to play. Doncic behind the back, working on Dort. He's got 5 fouls. Doncic, no
going off the skill set.
Doncic. He tried to
just like a general out there.
Well, he did a good job of just kind of probing the defense with the basketball.
He's got a high basketball IQ, so it wasn't a matter of, it was just a matter of time.
Hands it. Here's Capella. Trey gets into the paint. That's blocked.
Tough shot late in the shot clock. It's amazing Oklahoma City still has the lead with no field goals in the last.
After landing awkwardly, Doncic, he draws 2 defenders for a moment, and then he put it
forward with this small lineup with Holmgren out there. Can they? He's more than capable of getting hot.
10 in the quarter, 22 overall for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Doncic was looking for a call. 7 to shoot. Screen, Gafford took a shot to the leg. Doncic.
And then shoot a high percentage. During the course of the season, 37%.
Doncic missed the
ability this young group.
Here is Doncic, first possession, second half.
Probably should have gotten a foul.
Fox trying to shake down Dort, weaving his way.
In the postseason,
Doncic. The winner will take on the winner of the Clippers and the Mavs. Now tied at 1. Ingram.
Adjustments made by the Thunder. Murray had a game to trust. Just couldn't knock down that one for OKC.
Trying to get it back to single digits. Doncic.
It was the early lead on Thursday against Utah that helped set the tone. And
the first quarter was so entertaining that Scal didn't even let me finish the read before we talked about the stats.
With Charlotte, Gafford was always a starter in Washington. Big trade deadline for 11.
So Thunder were getting those stops.
Monk blocked from behind. Fox forces it.
40-point games last year that he didn't hit a single 3 in that game. That's hard to do.
We are under a minute to go. Mitchell drives, deflects.
With quick baskets with stops. This game, whole feeling of this game has changed.
Cruz replaces LeVert. Mitchell has
the rim and break it.
He could certainly do that. Some shattered glass. Those 5 quick points came in a hurry. Shrinking the deficit. Edward.
He's stepping up doing the match.
Pacers can go 2 for 1. Halliburton bouncing.
It's just to stall this little mini run.
Trying to protect that 3-point line.
Very stressful right now.
I think no more than one player with the same last name.
I like it.
Game tied at 4. Butler driving.
Building something here in Oklahoma City as Mitchell works his way to the basket.
I like what Coach Dagnall talked about. He can defend a lot of tough guys, and he gets that assignment.
Wiggins with 8 points so far. Murray pulls up.
Going to be growing pains, but man, what a future. Brandon
Johnson recently checked into the ball game.
Watch it.
Boy, he has got some hops. He's got some skill at the
defense going from left to right. Finding the right guy on the first pass.
Dort play with urgency. Gonna play with a push. Edwards. On Dort. Little spin move. Went with the left. This time it's Monk.
Aggressive. Zap in him a little more ball pressure. Dan is always right on the money when he's talking about that. Curry's three.
Love to see a big guy getting on the floor. You got to give him credit, man. When you're over 6'9" and you get on the floor for a loose.
Going to shoot the ball well from the outside. 9 out of 18. McCollum.
Knicks down 11. He's 5 for 5 from downtown.
And coaches, you saw Mark Daigneault announced earlier tonight as a finalist for the Coach of the Year. And what has been just a sensational season for this franchise.
Ingram there with a spinner, and this is over.
And it hits a little bit different in smaller markets. Ingram was bad on winning.
Ingram inside.
With him.
First in the last 2 minutes against the Thunder. Ingram leads into Dort.
He has scored in OKC uniform. That was a no-stress victory over the
corner. Oubre, low left. Harris 5 to shoot. Harris turns
to get guys that can get out and dunk, because that wasn't always the case.
Shot with ice water in his veins.
Little step back and a lot of confidence. Now there's just
15 games. I've been able to make that shot since my rookie year a couple of seasons ago.
Edwards in the post. Tough fadeaway shot.
2. Williamson rips through.
Gordon. Now, again, Dort guarding.
Here in the third, Grant going to work. Dort. Paws at it. Recovers. Gets bumped.
9% from 3. Not going to cut it for OKC in the second half.
Irving with the cross. Bounces. Jones swatted away.
Dallas up by 1.
And on that previous possession by the Pelicans, as we see
Dallas keep the pressure on.
Job all season is moving the basketball like that. No shot.
Holmgren can be a difficult match.
is not 40.
This is led by 14. Bogey from the lane.
Wembanyama going to try and walk down SGA.
Claxton watched by Williams. Bridges.
Holmgren's a big impact defense. Straight on shot.
Murray been able to get around Dort, but Dort.
The way their energy is, they're playing at a different pace. Dallas has to pick it up.
The only time they've really struggled is when they've seen that zone. They've had a couple of mishaps.
Pick out the entire 21-22 season. The young man got himself in.
Bam has 8. Bam coming at Holmgren. Already has 7 points for them. Game tied at 6.
Mitchell the other way. Mitchell. Whoa, took it right over Williams. Puts.
Quick pass. Jokic has it. And
Thompson to the lane. Has 16 in the first half. Here's Nembhard.
Pritchard chases down the loose ball. Got his man up.
For a quality shot here. 10 seconds left. Green drives in.
Here comes Batum. Thunder. Reggie see him run the double at Embiid to get it out of his hands. Into the corner. Embiid dumps it under.
Holmgren and Gilgeous-Alexander.
And 2 steals per game. Hasn't had one tonight.
Against Gilgeous-Alexander. Giddy comes on the double. And
OKC number 1 in the association. And see if the Kings can go on a mini run here as Dort and Keeper.
we play on. Shea with 19.
Initial action.
Domas trying to get to the push on the sideline. Looking for Barrett. Him anyway. Cody Martin. Both ends of the floor. This time arms of Tyus Jones. Trying to float it into Chet.
Get it in.
Porzingis with the
Lillard. Jaylen Brown told me the other night, this is a tough stretch.
Bridges, he springs the other twin, Cam Johnson.
A little bit of physical game. It's been a low-scoring game. Jokic got it right back in. Jokic backing him down.
Change the tempo of the game. Get J-Mac in there. A lot of half-court offense as well.
Harden slipped it in. David Roddy in the game, sets up Jaren.
Difficulties on the offensive end.
That's right, Brian. I was about to say that.
Team, as we've been talking about, Christie wanders into the lane. Now to AD. He's underneath.
If you go back into the second quarter, as Collins had it knocked out of his hand.
Then when you don't have a true point guard on the floor.
Across the lane, Allen on the run. And Dort in.
Fast break score.
Owens here in quarter number 2. Sabonis. Oh, he has night for Joe. He's missed all 5 of his shots. Barnes.
Mitchell in toward Holmgren, went right through.
17 tonight.
He just continues to ascend with his.
LA needs a quick hitter here. Dort all over Harden. Harden hits the deck. No whistle.
Accelerate. It's Shannon.
Loses it over to Edwards. Edwards drives on Dort. Steps back, fires away. They still tend to shoot. Edwards on a drive. Dort trying to stay with him. Corner 3.
Shot 64. Fox.
Cup play continues. Warriors in New Orleans. And the Mavs and the Nuggets.
40 per game, which is top 5 in the NBA right now. So they're going to look forward to taking advantage of those opportunities.
Lou Dort not letting Wagner get the basketball in the post. Now Wagner trying to go to work.
Hit the floor and was bounced back up with the tip.
23-year-old plays bigger than that 6'6" frame. LeBron, they're back up by 3.
Teams, the postseason battles going back to the play-in.
Well, for Tumani, as a pathway, something to strive for. Right now they trail by 7. Edwards on the drive, lost the handle. Randall drives on Dort. Backs in, tries to split the. Indiana hoping for a miracle. Dort
Back, and they gave up a transition 3 as a result.
Dort all over Murray. Puts his chest on him. Murray with a tough shot.
Cross court, Kennard. They run him off the 3-point line.
That's good rotation. Excellent rotation by the Thunder.
Tough shot, fading away. He'll play his part. 23 points on the offensive end. Oh, he's so shifty. He's it so far. Put Dort on
2:20 to play. Even in 6. Oh, look out, he won't.
And developing as a playmaker. Harris against Dort. Tough shot.
Dort.
Another switch out of the perimeter.
Grizzlies not able to gain any traction off of those misses.
Still a 20-point lead. Booker. Oh, he just dribbled right into track. This time it's Dort trying to defend DeRozan. You know he's going to try to get inside that 3-point line. Goes to the mid-range shot. Dort.
Keldon Johnson, the big second quarter of 11 points and a lot of threes. And here's one right.
Important that OKC gets off to a good start. This starting unit shot just 39%, and they were 0 for 7 from 3 in the first 10 minutes of the game in Game 1.
So Lou Dort first on the board.
Who has looked like himself since that 7-game absence. As Dort getting the call here on Jalen Green. He wants that step-back shot on the pressure. Still no signs of John Morant. Haven't gotten an update about him as he left that first half after the hard. Been a problem for him. DeRozan outside. 9.5 to go. Gonna want to keep this lead. Saw it. As Brown trying to bounce off of Dort. Floats it up. Good help defense.
Steiner's averaging 4 a game. Dort and Edwards.
Richier.
A good job. Provided some size, little shot making, higher points.
That's right, Carter. They made it work for those 31 points. 32, excuse me.
A hip injury in game number 10. Donovan Mitchell. Indiana had cut it to 2 earlier in the period. Halliburton looking for some room. Tied up by Dort.
Now for OKC. As Booker at the step help defense.
All over Ingram. Dort
got it to Ingram. Dort on Ingram, 5 in the shot clock. Got to get to work here. Ingram made some space.
Kevin Porter, slow motion with the shot clock winding down.
Like he wasn't ready to shoot it.
For a run and tie the series. Murray with the shot clock winding down. Over Dort.
Against Hartenstein, one-on-one. Dort trying to dig back out to Murray. Murray spins, blocked by
Daignault, and he takes that shot.
Desmond Bain runs into Dort, pulls up.
At 14-3. And a put-away punch Tuesday against the Pacers. Donovan Mitchell was to the...
They really had to play their way through some stretches.
Nice pass that time by Wembanyama. Johnson driving.
Maybe it's not the first quarter. Maybe it's not the second quarter. But like I said, it's like Novocaine. Give it time. It will work. They will wear you down.
It up. And the USGA a little bit worse in the mid-range this series than...
That's 5 threes for OKC in the third. At 4 the entire first half. Back to 11. Hero.
Potato with that basketball all night, folks.
More assists, more extra.
He would be on this. He called it a cloud shot. The shot goes up in the clouds. It's just magical right now.
For Jalen Williams to kind of maneuver.
Just ask them to shoot more threes. You want them to continue to play their game.
Murray had a...
Smith on the bounce, drives, leans in.
Turn hands to Cade. Cade bumped in the lane by Dort.
First half. Dort, good job on McConnell. Shot clock at 7.
So he worked middle, battles up there, and is only able to get a tough little floater. That's great team defense. Starts with the individual. Halliburton for 3.
Getting out in transition and doing something with those points.
The shot making that they got in the first 10 minutes of this game.
Here's Porter. Missed the fix.
Denver is 1 of 10 from the field in the fourth quarter. Murray drives and home.
Quarter. Who can value the basketball and knock down three-pointers, open three-pointers, will be key here in the second half and see who wins.
A 9-0 run for the Thunder to end the second quarter. Murray's jumper.
Trying to shake Dort. Around the Jokic screen. Nice hezzy. Dort sticks with him.
But the way that Pippen is playing, Dort is defending, trying to stay attached. Little hostage dribble. Pippen. Offense.
And not go in this game.
Not yet to the midway point of the third.
As good he is as a defender, been made 173, shooting better than 41% from out there. Morant doubled. Dort hits the deck. Morant tough shot.
No one shoots fewer threes against a team in Orlando. They only give up 31 attempts a game, so that's going to be the key in that series as we start out today.
On the shot clock as we near a minute to go in the period. Oh, they throw
Daignault. Detroit is a team that plays on an empty stomach.
Their task is causing problems for the Clippers right now. Hart picked up by Hartenstein.
Not the start you want to see defensively in transition, allowing an easy layup on your first trip.
Ball knocked loose.
Recover. He waits for your momentum to take you toward the baseline, and then he just stops, leans back, and shoots the short shot.
Morant threw it away. Ball knocked loose.
At the end of the Hawks game, the lead, so breakaway at the buzzer, and then big 3 by OG Anunoby for the Knicks to get a win.
crazy atmospheres we've ever witnessed. At least that's the expectation. Vanderbilt leaves it for Reeves, leans in.
Essentially has Nas Reed at the 5.
Anthony Edwards gets inside.
Are slowly chipping away at it.
Is on time and on target.
Stephanie, what's your confidence? That scoring machine. Historic numbers for him.
Levine dumping the ball to Vooch.
Well, handed off to Bain. So much of the shooting has come from the big 3 for Memphis. Good on Malik Monk. As Fox. I guess that's
love to walk, and I love the fact that in New York, you truly can walk anywhere. You can go from borough to borough if you want.
Minutes for both teams. Top and fakes. Pass inside to Siakam.
Efficiency, night in and night out. Beal goes back door. Oh, shot blocked.
Back to Neesmith. Neesmith the drive inside. Blocked by
first championship and then had 73 the next.
Caruso trying to stop Siakam. Kicks it out. Turner wants to get it to Halliburton. Knocked away. Stolen. It's been tight throughout. McConnell. Rebound tipped and taken by McConnell. Knocked away from others.
And everyone's going to get a chance to see him, but he's just so big and athletic.
Neesmith tries to get inside. Nembhard gets in the paint. Finds Turner. Both work judiciously inside to Jokic. Russell Westbrook on the cut.
The total package, folks. Said it many times, I'll say it again. He's a professional scorer.
OKC on the offensive end.
Stop it.
Give credit.
Working defensive player of the year. What a block.
DeRozan backing down Williams. Jump stop.
Defense.
Boy, look at the free. Kicks it out in the corner. Alexander Walker blocked by Dort. DiVincenzo floats it into Randall. Stolen.
To tell good people bad things, but if you're a Minnesota fan, you got about two or...
Grayson Wallace out there defending Edwards like it's a one-point game. That needs to be shored up. Thank you, George. Meanwhile, the lead is already gone. Dort with the save.
At the floor, Hayes swing. Sharp looking to get rid of it. Dort with a whole lot of time here left.
Dort. Edwards slips and falls. Gobert knocked away a couple of times.
Point Thunder lead. Under 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Butler finds Drew Smith. Oh, Jimmy losing the border.
Ends a drought of over 3 minutes.
And when you see young teams, even if they're in the rebuilding phase, if you don't have one or...
Dennis Williams back in, guarding Smith. Dort pokes it away.
The Warriors defense in the half court. Defender cannot get a good...
So can you get to the offensive glass as you're a great offensive rebounding team?
See the quick hands.
It's down. They got to get it in. Green in the corner to Wiggins. Got it off.
He kicks out. Strother kept it himself. He'll fly to the cup.
Stolen by Dort.
Harden finding man.
Hartenstein. Out of bounds. The Pistons.
5 games, 15 rebounds, 5 assists. First player in NBA history to have 2 of those in a single series.
Pickett's made a couple of threes in the game. They're trying to get the mismatch with Jokic. There's the tip.
Give it up for Brown. Defended by Joe. Jokic trying to seal the area. Good help. Regulation. Jokic with a rebound and pushes it up the floor. And worse. 2 of 14. Backdoor to Porter. He waits and he gets it.
Possession game.
Jackson trying to assert himself.
Porter and trail by 42.
Going to ask if you're sure about that. About him reflects how important he has been to this team.
Oklahoma City has scored at least 120 points 23 times. That's a lot.
Harris.
Nembhard trying to beat Williams. Loose on the floor, picked up.
Strategic spots of the game, and he can just keep the chains moving for you. That's how it works with Hartenstein and the Thunder. He can get this team in this second,
And then he'll start going back on something else.
Starting to do some damage on the scoreboard with those threes. Every time the Nuggets make some kind of a run.
Dort strip.
8-0 in terms of points in the paint right now. Gordon going in there again. Reaching in is...
Oh, Shepard rips it away from SGA.
Thank you. All right, the Spurs with a 3-point lead. Castle inside.
And both Barrett, Barnes. There's the backdoor cut. No pass over to Reed. Reed, a ton of speed.
Time they did run an extra body at Shea, and he got the ball to the shooter. And
I mean, he does a great job of just giving you some of the inside scoop.
community is so essential to him. He loves doing it. He knows how much this community...
2 for 12 in that first half. Donovan Mitchell, so important.
Dort was not in that game. Neither was Kyle Kuzma. That pass too. Rockets have been feeding Şengün. Don't want to foul here. Dort, 13.
Nope. He has to think with the basketball.
Oh, good anticipation. Step back shot. And Karam's right over.
Oh, Dort Evans. A burst on Dort.
Dort right. It's not a fluid process right now.
A lot of ball pressure. Dort on Simons.
And women's 3-on-3 Olympic teams
in the first half.
Really amazing the way he gets in the slightest gap. If you're not shoulder to shoulder.
DiVincenzo, quick catch inside Gobert.
Man, when he gets the basketball.
Year.
Spent the last couple years with Atlanta.